Hey there flippers, and welcome back to Second Life Treasures. On today's video we are going to be heading out to the charity shops looking for some bargains that we can flip on eBay to make us some profit. Today's video we're going to be doing something a bit different actually. We're going to be doing the charity shop route in reverse. So I just happened to sort of get dropped off at one end of town and I was meeting my other half up at the Melzer outlet, which is where I normally start. So I thought instead of sort of traipsing all the way up to come all the way back down to go all the way back up, I would just sort of start at the bottom. But I did end up getting there quite early, so a lot of the charity shops hadn't opened yet. So it's going to be a bit out of order. And at the moment I'm just looking around the Melzer charity shop itself. We've got one in town. I normally come in here sort of every time, but I don't normally use the footage from it because there's not a lot. I never really sort of find anything in here. I think the only thing I've ever sort of found in here was, I think it was my very first charity shop video, and I found a pair of Nike trainers. And once I got them home, done a bit more research, I found out that they weren't genuine Nike trainers. And I think that's the only time that I've ever actually sort of featured this store in the videos. So as you can see, there's not a massive amount. Just sort of having a look through, obviously looking at the trainers still. They are quite expensive for trainers, I find. And so you'll see there, sort of you've got £12, I think, yeah, £5 for them. I think it was £7.50 for the first pair that I picked up. So we are now onto the second charity shop, and this is I cannot remember. So I'm going to pull my map up just so that I've got it to reference. Where are we? Just there. This one is the Children's Trust. That was it. So once again, I normally pop in here. This one actually, it's a really small shop, but it does get so busy. So I know quite often when I come in, it is exceptionally busy in here. And I go have a brief look about and then sort of leave. But today it was a bit quieter, so I was able to sort of have a good look around. So I'll start off just having a look through the Blu-rays and then a quick scan through the books. So this bottom shelf tends to be sort of all cookbooks, apart from that the Water Gardens book that's down there now. And then we've got a Ramsay's cookbook. I do actually end up coming back a bit later in the day and pick this up because my other half likes Gordon Ramsay cookbooks, but didn't realise it was actually one that she bought at the boot fair a few weeks earlier. So yeah, that ends up sort of going into the pile of things that we get today. And I will say this is probably one of the better charity shop hauls that we've had. Some really good pickups today. But I'm not going to spoil too much. You'll have to wait and see what we get at the pickups at the end. I can say what we've got: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that we pick up today. And then I notice a pair of Converse. So they're marked down, right the way down actually, to £2. And the wear on the bottom's not too bad. I think actually that was more dust on the bottom than wear. So yeah, for £2, sort of definitely worth picking up. Next up, we are going to head into PDSA. So this is one that we have featured on the channel sort of quite a lot, because I do get some really good finds out of this one. And just as I'm walking through, I do notice this stand here. It has a load of sort of old cameras on it. So I'm having a sort of quick look. And one thing I do sort of try and sort of do often is to check the batteries, and boom. Completely corroded, completely gunged up, and it would just be a massive amount of work. And there you go. So they actually had that one priced up at £30 with the battery compartment in that state. I am pretty sure that they won't get that. Yeah, it's so much work to sort of resolve that if you can. So next up, just having a look at this canvas. This is actually something that I'm looking at for my game studio. Also, sorry, my games room. And yeah, I take it up and I think they want a £5 for it, so I end up leaving that. But I'm just having a quick look through sort of the board games and the puzzles. And there we go, we've got another version of Monopoly. So I seem to find a Monopoly. I've been finding Monopoly in droves recently. But this is the here and now version, and it's the electronic version, so there's no banknotes in this. It's all basically done on this little terminal. So I do turn it on, and it does work. So I'm just quickly sort of scanning through, just making sure that sort of all the pieces are there. I think it's 5 or 6 cards it should have. I think it's 6, and they're all there as well. So yeah, that's definitely worth a pick up. But before I do, I think I do want to just sort of scan it. And yeah, as per normal, I have the camera, my phone just out of view, so we can't see it. But looking at the sold comps, seeing sort of the average sold comp for this is about £20. So yeah, worth a pick up at £3.50. And once again, having a quick look through the games just for sort of my private collection, but nothing there. It's the same games that have sort of been there for the last few weeks. So on to the next one, which is the British Heart Foundation. And as I was walking up, I did clock something in the window. So I am able to sort of just reach round actually and pick it up. Once I've finished sanitising my hands. So we've got a Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So just sort of going on to the inside page. So it's a 30th edition. So it's nothing new, nothing special. But it's not a first edition, but it is one that I can put into my pile of Harry Potter books. I haven't got a clue why I scan it, but yeah, I do. Equally, £1.50 is a lot for a Harry Potter book. I don't normally sort of pay that much for them. I normally pay between sort of 50p and a pound, and I do tend to find sort of a lot of them at the boot fairs. But yeah, what I do is I do end up picking it up because, as I say, it's the first one. It's in relatively good condition as well. So I think overall, sort of once I can start finding the Deathly Hallows book, then I should be able to sort of start selling them. And yet they've had a bit of a move around as well, so all the DVDs and video games have moved to sort of the wall behind me, and it takes me a bit of time to actually notice it. But we move on from the British Heart Foundation and we jump into oh no, sorry, this is the Children's Trust. The shop where we saw the Gordon Ramsay book was actually Age UK. So yeah, my mistake there. And yeah, just having a look at that. Obviously, I pick up that HP. It looks like sort of a bread dish or a sort of cutting dish or something like that. I don't actually know what it was. And I wanted 150 for it. And yeah, just wasn't too sure on that one. So yeah, I do come up the back and start looking at the DVDs. So whenever I come into the Children's Trust, this is always the first section that I go to. So they have all the DVDs, Blu-rays and sort of games in this section. And then I've actually got this box just down the bottom here with some tape, some cassette tapes in. I don't look in it this time actually, but I do actually have a look in it sort of a subsequent time, but didn't find anything. Once again, looking through, they have all the puzzles sort of in this section. And I do pull this one down, so it's a Mr. Men puzzle box. It's got a load of different ones in. It is opened, and I think it does say on it that sort of there are some bits missing. But I tend to avoid sort of open puzzles, just because I don't sort of want to chance it. And we've got a bag of Star Wars chess pieces. There's no board, and they wanted £5 for it. So I end up leaving that because it's, as far as I can see, it'll have no resale value. And then this was another thing I just sort of looked at. It was God of War, so it was video game related. But once again, I end up skipping on that as well. So we are now just walking up to Make a Difference in Maidstone. So this is another one where I do tend to sort of get some really nice finds.
Morning. You're gonna have a fan club soon.
So every time I walk in this store, the woman there, she clocks the camera that I have sort of clipped on my bag, and she's nicknamed me Cameraman. So yeah, we do have a bit of a laugh every time she comes in. I haven't actually got her name, so I might have to ask her. But I have been told actually that sort of Make a Difference in Maidstone is going to be moving. They're actually moving down next door to PDSA, and it's actually a former Argos store, so it's going to be absolutely massive. I'm really looking forward to when they move, and I might actually see if I can do a special video sort of when they move in, but I need to sort of catch up with them. I think it was about September time that they are going to be moving. So as soon as I know, I will let you all know. But yeah, they've actually sort of expanded out their DVDs at the moment. So yeah, it was normally sort of just a thin sort of rack and now they've sort of expanded it out into the shelving unit next to it. So I'm having a look at Little Britain, and this is Little Britain Series 1. And the reason I'm looking at that is I have actually picked up Series 3 and I believe Series 2 at this point as well. So I then have Series 1, 2 and 3. So I've taken down the listing for the original one I had, which I think was Series 3. And I'm just going to put it all up in sort of one go. So we have all 3 series listed. And once again, I'm having a look in this the vintage corner that I've sort of nicknamed it, because I've had some really good finds there actually, and yeah, I always make sure that I check. Then before sort of moving on, I'm just having another quick glance over, just having a look at the board games, because we have actually we found those a few the other week. But obviously there was nothing else in there because now we've moved on and we are now at the RSPCA. So this is one of my favourite stores for Blu-rays, DVDs and video games, because they're all just a flat 50p. So I ended up keeping hold of that because it is a it looks like it could be something, but what I later find out is that it's actually a part of a 3-part set. So the 3-part set goes for between about sort of £15. You see just there right at the bottom of my screen. I say $14.70, but yeah, as I say, this is volume 3 and they all come in sort of one pack. So they didn't have the other 2 volumes there. So yeah, I put that one back. And so just heading over here, this is where the sort of the mostly the kids DVDs kids DVDs are. So I'm flicking through and just having a look, sort of see what they have there. What I'm actually doing is I've seen something relating to a listing that I have already got up. So I'm just running through my active listings. And there we go. So it's the Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 2. So I currently have Volume 1 and 4 listed on eBay. So I end up picking that up because the plan was, sort of just like with Little Britain, was to sort of put it into the listing to sort of make it a bit more appealing. But what I do forget, and I make a crucial sort of rookie mistake, is the other volumes that I've got. So it's Volume 1, no, I think it's Volume 2 and 4. No, that's Volume 2 I've got there. So it's, yes, Volume 1 and 4 that I've already got. They are brand new and sealed. So, yeah, buying this one, which is opened and sort of used, I couldn't then list it together. So I've put that into my dead pile for now. And obviously if I do find the others, or if I do manage to sort of build up a full set, then I will list them. But as it stands, that is going to sort of sit in my dead pile for a while. So I'm just having a look at these Disney books. They seem to have sort of little figures that you can sort of place within the book and sort of make up sort of your own sort of story, so to speak. But sort of having a look through, you'll see there sort of anywhere between sort of £3 and £6. And there you go. So £3, £4.50. So yeah, not worth picking up. I can't remember how much they had them sort of listed for, but even £1 sort of wouldn't really be worth it. And then the final shop for today, we have popped into Sue Ryder. So just having a look there, and today was actually a bit different. Whereas my wife and my little one also come out with me around the charity shops, and I have to give my wife a massive thank you for the find that she gets in Sue Ryder. But first off, so I see this Mr. Men egg cup. So I do sort of, I think they've got it listed at £2, and it did look sort of 80s as well. So yeah, I do sort of pull out my phone to have a look at that one. But when I pull it up, and I think I'm seeing sold comps on that for about between £2 and £4. So once you sort of take in sort of shipping and eBay fees, it's not something that we could make money on, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm just heading over to the women's shoes now, just to have a look, see if there's anything else there. I think it's while I'm over here, sort of, so when my other half comes over and she gives me, she shows me the bag. Or shows me a bag. And there we go. So my other half does like her designer gear. So when it comes to sort of picking out stuff like this, I know that she's going to be sort of well on the ball with that. So yeah, it's a Ted Baker handbag. And sort of bar a couple of little marks on the bag itself, which I think will sort of clean up quite nicely. It's in really good nick. So I think they've got it priced up at £6. So I do want to double check, because obviously, yeah, seeing it for £6, just wanted to see if I can find out what they normally go for, because I'll be honest, I have no clue how much a women's sort of handbag would sell for. That was one of the big reasons why I think at this point I've been badgering my other half to come out with me for a couple of weeks now, just because I knew that she would actually be able to sort of pick out bits and pieces that I sort of wouldn't. And lo and behold, she gets an absolutely cracking find.
Brand new, 60 quid.
So I don't know if you can hear sort of what we're actually saying, but when I'm sort of looking them up, I sort of find a couple. You got a couple new listed for sort of £50, and then there are some sort of pre-owned ones in similar sort of condition, selling for around the sort of £30 mark. So yeah, needless to say, I do end up sort of picking this one up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it up there, and what we'll do is we'll head back and we'll go through sort of everything I've managed to pick up today. So we are back from the charity shops now, and we've got an absolutely brilliant haul for today. So we are going to start off with, where should we start? I'll tell you what, we'll start off with one of the later pickups. So we've got Monopoly Here and Now electronic banking. So it's another version of Monopoly. I seem to, but say that though, the Monopolies, they do sell really well. So the couple that I've had that have already been listed, I think so. We had the longest game ever, which sold within a couple of days of it being put on. We had the 1972 edition of Monopoly. That sold fairly quickly as well. That has sold now. And I'm not sure if any of the other editions that I've got have been sold yet. I've actually had to sort of put a stop to listing things on eBay because I am in the process of moving house. So I think this video, yes, so when this video goes live, will be the day that I am actually moving home. So yeah, this will probably be one of the last videos. No, it won't be, because I have filmed the outro for some of the later videos. I'm trying to get all my dates in my head, but yeah, so I have actually I've not been listing stuff for a couple of weeks now, just ahead of the move. But once I move in and I'm all set up in the new house, I will be going on a listing frenzy. I think I've probably got about 50 things to list when I move in. So yes, so back to the finds. So Monopoly Here and Now electronic banking, we paid £3.50 for this, and looking online I'm seeing on average sort of sold comps of about £20. So with that in mind, that would net us a potential profit of £6.35. So really chuffed with that. Then we moved down to our first book purchase of the day, and that very scary figure looking at us is Gordon Ramsay. So this is the Sunday lunch cookbook. There's recipes from the F word. I actually originally bought this for my other half. She has started sort of grabbing sort of Gordon Ramsay cookbooks whenever we've been out sort of the boot fairs or the charity shops. So I saw this and I grabbed it for her, not realising it was one that I'd actually bought her a couple of weeks ago in a boot fair. I think it was the first Saturday boot fair that I did. I picked it up for her. Or was it? No, that was a different book. This was one that she picked up herself at one of the boot fairs that we went to. There we go. I'll get it in my head soon. So yeah, this was a double, so I was going to sort of resell it. So it paid for it. We paid 50p for it. Looking online, it doesn't sell for a lot at all. I think the sort of sold comps are about sort of £2. So what I'm going to do with that, because obviously sort of shipping this big book out, it just wouldn't be sort of profitable to do that. So I'm going to list it on Facebook Marketplace at £2, and if we do manage to sell it, that would be a £1.50 profit. Then we are going to move on to this one. So this is the Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 2, and the reason that I bought this is I currently have a listing up on eBay for Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1 and Volume 4. So I thought, well, I'll buy Volume 2, I can bundle that in, or sort of take them down and keep my eye out for Volume 3. But I then made a bit of a rookie mistake, because this one is opened. So this would have to be sold as pre-owned, whereas the other two are brand new sealed. So I can't actually do anything with this, and its sale value, I think it's about sort of £1, £2 at most. So I'm going to hold on to it. If I do manage to sort of get the full set in pre-owned, then I will sort of list them all. But as it stands at the moment, that is on its way to my dead pile. Then next up, we've got another Blu-ray, and it is Little Britain, the complete first series. So the reason I picked this up is because we actually picked up a season 3, was it? I have picked up, can't remember what season it was, but I have actually picked up another Little Britain DVD from the charity shops, and that is already listed on eBay. I think it's, I haven't got a clue which one. Let me have a quick look, because that is going to bug me. Where is it? No, I can't even find it on my list. I know we've got another Little Britain DVD listed, but no, I can't see it on my list. And what I thought I'd do was actually try and get hold of the other 2 seasons that I needed to get, so that I've then got season 1, 2 and 3 all listed. So I picked this one up to sort of add to that, and I ended up paying 20p for this because I managed to sort of get it in with sort of a couple of other DVDs at the same time. So there's no potential profit to that and no sale price, because obviously it's going to be bundled in with another to just try and sort of sell it a bit quicker. Then we move on to the first of the 2 designer items that we picked up. So we've got a pair of red Converse trainers. So they are size 10, and we paid a whopping, just going to double check, £2 for them. So really chuffed with that. And then they need a bit of a clean. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So they need a bit of a clean, but once they're cleaned, they should net us £15 sale price, which would then lead us to a potential profit of £5.90. So yeah, really chuffed with that. And then, before, I think I've forgotten to go through this one. So we've got a Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's not a first edition, but we paid £1.50 for this. I think this is at the British Heart Foundation actually. I think this may be the first thing that we've ever bought at the British Heart Foundation to resell. So yeah, £1.50. It's a bit more than what I normally like to pay for the Harry Potter books. But yeah, I wanted to pick this up. I think I actually picked this one up. When did I pick this one up? This was the weekend of the bank holiday weekend. So this was the one where I went to 4 boot fairs over the course of the weekend, and I hadn't actually bought all the other Harry Potter books yet. So this one was bought first, and then the others were bought over sort of subsequent days. But yeah, we paid £1.50 for that. We've not got sale price or any profit for it because it is going to be held back until I can sort of make up a full set. And then finally, we are going to end on an absolute cracker, and I'm going to move some of these out of the way to sort of give it the splendour that it needs to. And we've actually got a Ted Baker handbag. Now, I'll be the first to admit I know absolutely nothing about handbags. I just happened to get lucky that my other half was with me, and she is a big fan of Ted Baker. And I've literally sort of since doing the since picking this up at the charity shop, I've been battling with her to sort of make sure she doesn't steal it. But yeah, we got a genuine Ted Baker handbag. We paid £6 for it. Overall, conditions really good. We've got a couple of sort of little scuff marks and things like that on it, but they all should sort of come out quite easily. And yeah, looking online, I'm seeing sort of the average sort of selling price is about £30 for this. So in that case, that would net us a £14.98 profit. So absolutely brilliant, a massive amount of profit for today, and one that I'm really happy about. So that is going to be it for today. So once again, another absolutely cracking trip to the charity shops. Some really good finds, and yeah, once I am moved into the new house, I can't wait to get these listed. But that is going to be it, as I say. So just wanted to say, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. I upload videos on a Tuesday, Thursday and a Saturday. Also, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, as it really sort of helps me sort of build the beat the YouTube algorithm. Don't know why I keep saying build the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. All right, bye.